Hey guys, it's Chelsea Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking college hoops. Headed to Texas Tech, where Baylor and Texas Tech are going head to head. It's National Championship Week in college football, and we've got a special code for 20% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. The code is CHAMP. Baylor favored in this one, -4.5. The total is 138.5. Baylor enters undefeated 11-0 on the season and a blazing 9-2 against the spread. Meanwhile, Texas Tech 11-3 on the year, 6-8 against the number. Texas Tech coming off a win over Texas as 1-point underdog, 79-77. Meanwhile, Baylor just beat TCU easily, 67-49, covering as 12.5-point favorites. We've got Chirimbes joining us, who's been blazing hot against the spread as of late, 10-4 over his last 14. So, Chip, who do you like in this showdown of two really solid teams?
What a great matchup. You know what? I just keep thinking about that Baylor Gonzaga matchup that we missed. We'd even talked about it here at one time, but Baylor's 3-0 on the road, 2-1 against the number. I thought last Saturday against TCU that the Horned Frogs would have the psychological advantage after Baylor having a big win and then what happens? Baylor goes out and crushes again. In the meantime, Texas Tech, like you said, beats Texas. And that was a great play for us. That was one of our stronger releases. These two teams are a dichotomy of different styles. Baylor's number 5 in the country, averaging 89 points a game, and number 10 defensively, the Red Raiders, Texas Tech, at 59.4. Well, the total is at 137, which means I think that is that correct, Chelsea? The numbers at 137, and I think that what the odds maker is telling us here, 138 and a half. I think he's telling us that this is going to be a slower tempoed game, and that I don't know if they're going to be able to cover the spread, but the Texas Tech at home could dictate the tempo with or without the fans there. And they have been a defensive-oriented team. Like we said, they don't even allow 60 points a game. I think this game stays under the total, Chelsea.
Something really interesting when you look at the total trends on both of these teams, you'd think that Texas Tech would have a lot of unders, but they've actually hit the over in 5 straight. Meanwhile, Baylor, the offensive juggernaut, has hit the under in 5 of the last 6. So definitely the meeting, as you mentioned, of two really different teams. One sold on defense in Texas Tech's defense, and then Baylor's offense, who's really prolific, 50% from the field, and also really good from the three-point range, averaging 42%, good for third nationally. Anything else you think better should be aware of entering this one?
Well, what you're telling me, Chelsea, is that the bookmakers have a defensive team that's going over and an offensive team that's going under. So they must be really doing a heck of a job enticing the public to play one side or the other. I think it's going to be a tight ball game. Who knows what's going to happen? It may come down to free throws at the end. But I'll tell you, we've called it from the beginning of the year. This Baylor Bears team, I expect them to be one of the finalists in the Final Four.
Yeah, I think they're one of the odds-on favorites when it comes to winning it all. At least I think they're in the top 5. They did play in March of 2020. Baylor winning that one 70. Maybe they didn't. If the score's 71-78, I need to double check that. But it was a close game last time is all I'm going to say.
Well,
go ahead.
They may have well closed the season against each other last year without question. You know, Texas Tech has had great teams the last couple of seasons, and Baylor's really come on.
It's been a fun team to watch. The number 2 team in the country against the number 15 in the team in the country. So it's a top 25 matchup there. And I think a lot of people will be looking forward to that one. As we've had a so-so slate on Friday night, I think Saturday is going to be a lot more exciting. But that's going to do it for our college hoops talk here on Picks and Parlays. Great stuff, as always, from Chip Chirimbes. Chip, thanks for joining us.